Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are looking at a new game. I've been following this for a while. Train Goes Right. It's just a demo. The official game doesn't release for a few weeks. Or a few months, actually. I don't know if we have an official release date for it. Now we'll double check and see if we have an official release date. I don't think we do. It is supposed to come out sometime before March. Yeah, we don't have an official release date, but we have the first quarter of 2026. I really hope that the dev doesn't abandon this. It doesn't seem like he will. It's the dev's only game, and it's just a peaceful game. It's amazing. I don't know how else to describe it other than the fact and say it's amazing. So we start off. The whole premise of the game is we are building a railroad. So we can start off easy. We have a car, or we have a hand car here that we can pull if I am correct. Nope. There is a way to manipulate this. That's a little picky still. I might have too much stuff. I'll get rid of that. There we go. So now that we're off the track, there should be a way to interact with the hand car. The hand car is a little bit difficult to interact with, I will admit. Again, I'm going to emphasize this, it is still just a demo. So here, one second, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just restart here. So that we're working. Hey Nemo, thanks for the heads up on that. How's that hearing? Awesome. So, there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do, and the whole point of the game is to build a rail. So, we got a piece of stuff there, a piece of ballast done. What we're going to do is we're just going to drag this piece of railroad tie and drop it down. You can see how it's yellow, and then it kind of pops itself into place. So, the plan for tonight is actually going to be to build the entire section of track. And it's just, you build it one section at a time. There you go. The first section is pretty much laid out for you, which is nice. There is a sprint function, which is also a good thing, I feel. And there's a little hand cart. I haven't figured out what you can put on the hand cart. I haven't played too much of it. I just played enough to build this first section of rail on my own. It's really all I managed. But we grabbed the railroad ties. And you can see we didn't line that one up quite right, so we just drag this a little too far. Yep. There we go. And you can see the little hammer icon saying, hey, you need to hammer this this in properly. We will get to that in just a moment. I do love the atmosphere of this game. It's amazing. And I'm usually not a huge story type person, but this game is definitely that exception because it's not, at least so far, it's not super heavily story based. So for the rail, you just click right, and then you left for swing. And left for swing, and here's another cool one. You press Q mid-swing, you can throw the hammer. And we just gotta put in the nail. Now the thing I hate when they do with demos is when you're playing the demo and you want to, take a break, go to bed or do whatever, and you don't have that option. You gotta play through the demo, and when you turn it off, it deletes all your progress. And that's always sad and disheartening because it's like, I'd like to complete the full demo. The demo actually has an achievement for building the entire section of rail. But it takes time to do. So you gotta sit here and you gotta do the whole thing. And I don't mind per se, but I wish it gave the opportunity to, sit down or, play the game, sit down, and then take a break. Do I have a nail in my hand? I do not. There we go. So that should be all, 2, 4, 10 nails. We gotta run over here to grab the hammer. And then each of these nails takes about 3 swings, if I can actually manage to hit them. There we go. There you go. Yeah, I missed it. I might have gotten it. I wasn't fully paying attention a little bit. So once we get this section of rail done, we'll explore the island just a little bit here. And last nail. And then you can see once you build one section of track here, it at least breaks up the ground and sets it up so you can build the bottom, or the next section. So, for the demo, you can see we're just on a little island. It's not super big or anything. It's got a few trees. And the full game, apparently, if I remember correctly based off what I read, might be procedurally generated. I don't remember 100%. So please don't take my word for it. And you can see here all the materials we're going to need are already pre-created and stuff. But in the actual game, we're going to have to go around, cut down trees, and turn them into the railroad ties. So we got a wheat field, we got a stone fence. Excuse me. Yeah, so we're gonna grab our barrel. Everything can be interacted with pretty much. So we're gonna grab our barrel. And here, actually, if we do this, I think, there we go, we can tip this on its side and then dump back the contents actually out, which I find to be really cool. not 100% sure how to rotate this. There we go. And I do love the atmosphere that's being used. There we go. You can see there's a bunch more railroad ties down over there. Oh, there we go. That one's done too. And you can see how even though I dropped it down and it accepted it, it wasn't perfect. And it shows that. That was pretty good. Yep. So we just gotta grab this over here. Anyway, now that I'm done blabbing about this, at least for the first little bit, how are we all doing tonight? Do I need another railroad tie? I might not. Okay, I think we're good. I do love how every part responds differently. You can actually kind of feel the weight that the railroad ties, or the rails have compared to the railroad ties. Yep. There we go. And like dragging it over different objects makes it heavier. Come on. Yep. Yep. Nope, that's completely wrong. There we go. I need to figure out where I dropped my hammer. Nope. Ah, there it is. I will admit it is fairly easy to lose, especially the hammer. Do I have a nail? I don't have a nail. Why? Okay, we're gonna drag the barrel out of the way and see it. There we go. There we go. And again, I do want to emphasize this is a demo. It's not even early access. It's just the dev trying to see how much engagement there really is. Okay. I know there's still one railroad spike, but it is giving me a little bit of a problem. So we're just gonna work on hammering these guys in. Get over here. I do wish there were zoom options here. Unfortunately, I don't see any. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop that one and I'm gonna go grab a nail. I do wonder why it won't let me put that spike in. Now, unfortunately, you can't really continue unless you get all the spikes of one segment done. One second here. Okay, it's not because that railroad tie is crooked, because this one here is the crooked one, not this one over here. Do I have enough ballast? Excuse me. I don't really want to restart. 1 second, let's see if the axe has any solutions for me. Okay, I think, unfortunately, we're a little screwed over there, so we're gonna have to restart. Which is unfortunate. But I mean, the more you do this, the better at it you get. There we go. Look at that. There we go. There's one rail in place. Nope, dang it, I picked it up. There we go, we're good. There we go. But yeah, the dev was mentioning how he played a lot of train games in the past, and he always found it bothersome that when you do that, there's no process of building the track. So we wanted to build a game that focused on that aspect. And I think the way he went about that was really the perfect way. And believe it or not, none of this is sponsored. This game, I've played it a fair bit. I got 4 or so segments of track done. And then I had to go for dinner before I streamed this. And I went and I was kind of curious if I could continue from where I left off, and unfortunately that is not an option. So right now that's my only criticism, is the no saving option. There we go. So gotta drag this barrel up and out of the way. Now, can I drag the ballast in here first? No, I do need to bring the rails in first. It is an interesting choice that the ties are put under the ballast. I mean, I do understand why. It's easier, I guess. In part, it's easier to not code, but design. There we go. Toss that out of my way. I do wish you could jump over stuff as well, though. So that's another thing the dev could probably add in. Like, I know there's not a huge need for jumping, but just enough to get over some things would be a nice add-in. There we go. Or not even necessarily the ability to jump, but the ability to, like, it just automatically walks over it would be nice too. Once you build your first segment or two, you really, the whole building process becomes fairly, what's the word I'm looking for? Intuitive. It's like you build it once or twice, you get used to the controls, and you're good to go. It would be nice if later on they are planning on, I'm pretty sure they're planning on incorporating actual locomotives instead of just the handcart, but having a way to make it a little easier to lay the track. So you might have something that does the ballast at least for you. I don't know. Like, I do love this, but at the same time, I don't think I could do this for hundreds of sections without it becoming at least a little bit tedious. Okay, we got that. That one's showing up. That one's showing up. That one's showing up. That's showing up. That's showing up, that's showing up, that's showing up, that's showing up, and again with this one. I don't know what the problem is, folks. I'm gonna jump out here, 1 second. Unfortunately, there is no... Yeah, I know people have finished. If you go look at the achievement board, it says 6.8% of players have gotten the entire way. There's only, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 segments of track you can build. But it's really unfortunate that this piece can't be done. I am going to look it up though, because I'm curious if it's just a me problem or if other people are having this. So we're going to see if other people are having this issue. I don't see anybody mentioning it. The demo's been only out for about 24 hours at this point. So I'm not quite sure what's up with that. Oh well. But we see the premise there, the building. You can pull off the sign, the rail track. Let's see if we can do this. Okay. There we go, the tree comes down. The branches break off on their own, which I find interesting. But not all of them do. So they did incorporate trimming off the branches. Okay. I wonder if you can drag this into the fire. That would actually be a cool way to get rid of this extra debris. Maybe not. Okay, I don't see a way of getting rid of that right now. So we're just going to drag these branches up and out of the way. And see if they've incorporated the turning trees, proper trees, into blocks, or if you need to do that with a sawmill. I'm not sure. I actually haven't gotten this far in my testing. It was weird. I'm pretty sure I built another segment in my testing. I could be mistaken, but I thought I got further than I am so far on stream. Okay, there we go. We're a little bit cleaned out. Oh, there we go. So it's automated, I guess, for now. Okay. So we got the rocks here. Now there is a log that's up over here that I'd like to take a look at and see if there's anything that can be done with it. Yep. So one log drops into 5 railroad ties. Yeah, 5. You can see them all there. I guess nothing there, so we'll just launch that over this way. I do love that you can throw the axe. That is a cool mechanism. Okay, maybe not. I mean, these rocks aren't technically in the way, so they might not be. See, that looks like it's ore in this. Right? And I'm curious about one thing. 1 second here. Now, does it spawn back? Or did I just soft lock myself? Oh, there it is. So I'll hop the track off the rail. And there should be a way to grab it, I do believe, but I'm not sure if it's properly worked. It's definitely an amazing premise for a game. How am I? What? So I'm prepared to swing. And it's like doing a weird shuffle walk. That's interesting. But yeah, so I forget if I showed this. 1 second. If I can get it to tip. There we go. We got a few loose screws, but that's okay. I'm gonna go and see if I can get this to work now, just one last time. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like I can. So I think we're gonna wrap that episode up here, folks. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, go wishlist this. It's on Steam. The demo is out if you want to play it. See if you get better luck than I did on this section of track here. But till then, folks, I hope you all have a great week. Hope you all stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Till then, peace out, and bye.